more powerful beings emerged from the other universes, the outer gods. These entities are stronger than even the monarchs and rulers, as each and every one of them has created their own respective universes with the goal to devour the other realms. We don't know the full truth behind these beings, but it's indicated that the war between the monarchs and rulers, which was started by the absolute being in the first place, kept these outer gods away. So yeah, the rulers who ended up killing the absolute being, thinking he just wanted a never-ending war for his amusement, were wrong. But regardless, now with that war over, these outer gods are now here to bring havoc to the SoloLeveling world. This would prompt Jinwoo to go to battle once again, as the Shadow Monarch and his soldiers would leave Earth to fight the armies of these divine entities, leaving behind his wife and child. But things would get even worse for Suho, as around the same time his father disappeared, Ahjin also went missing. Jinwoo, needing someone who could serve as his equal, would send Beru back to Earth to unseal Suho's power and train him so that he could fight alongside his father and end the war with these outer gods. Also, remember how Jinwoo resets the timeline so the humans would never have to fight monsters? So yeah, that's not the case.
So that was a f***ing lie.
The outer gods would bring their own armies to Earth, creating the same type of gates that appeared in the original timeline. This would lead to, yeah, you guessed it, the creation of hunters once again. Now I want to clarify, it's not the exact same situation, as hunters were around much longer in Jinwoo's timeline than this one. So things like rankings are still relatively new, but there are some differences, such as E ranks being forbidden from actually doing hunter work, instead being promoted to do more labor-like work, such as mining for mana crystals. So yeah, Jinwoo taking the burden of fighting the monsters and monarchs on himself was basically all for nothing. But it's okay, because it allows Suho to activate his OP main character powers. Now surprisingly, Suho wouldn't need Beru's assistance in reawakening, as he would do it himself when his college was attacked by monsters. Just like Jinwoo, Suho would be introduced to the system starting off as an E rank hunter and being forced to complete challenges and tasks in order to get stronger. But unlike his dad, Suho has a mentor, Beru. Although our best bug has become a fetus. Yeah, somehow traveling back to Earth depleted all of Beru's mana, and the only one who can restore it is son Jinwoo. However, he can't return to his master without Suho, and so decides to mentor him through the system. However, Suho isn't training to be Jinwoo's successor, rather his equal. In fact, this is possible because of how the Shadow Dungeon operates. Whilst originally just a domain of Jinwoo, this realm of Shadow split into two when Suho was born. This is why the system allows him to enter whenever he wants. He's not entering his father's realm, rather his own. Hence how Suho can train and complete quests whenever he wants, allowing him to grow stronger at a faster rate. Suho's story from this point forward is quite similar to Jinwoo's, as the Shadow Monarch outlined many challenges for his son to partake in through the Shadow Dungeon, like how Suho did when he was in high school. Something to note is that the system now has a completely different purpose, as its original one was to prepare the next Shadow Monarch is obviously complete with son Jinwoo. It still holds a relatively similar purpose though, as it helps Suho advance into a class that will make him extremely powerful, like Jinwoo's Necromancer class, and so he would also take on monsters inside dungeons, obtaining powerful skills and weapons, as well as leveling up. What's most important is how Suho differs from his father in the terms of his abilities, as there are distinct differences. First of all, remember when I talked about Suho flying as a baby? Well yeah, that's thanks to his skill, Ruler's Power. This creates an invisible hand that can affect objects, and since Suho was just that small as a child, like look at this cute little baby, obviously these hands could easily lift him up, giving anyone around him the illusion he is flying. But nobody cares about that. You want to know about all of his cool super OP abilities, right?
Yes.
Well, first is Shadow Extraction. Due to having access to the Shadow Dungeon and, you know, Son Jinwoo's broken ass genes, it's no surprise he has also gained this ability. He first unlocked this power at level 7, way earlier than Jinwoo's level 50. His first extracted shadows were some goblins he killed, and his first significant shadow was a gigantic hyena monster named Brokey. Yeah, as the name suggests, he was pretty broke as a night class with a great sense of smell whose entire body could turn into a black storm. If you guys want to enjoy more peak fiction, then make sure to watch this video next.